So, sir, it's 3, 2, 1. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Life Pharma Coalition, our weekly elixir to renew our learning and development for the pharmaceutical professionals. It is said that progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their mind, they cannot change anything. Only those who dare to fail can ever achieve something in life. And nothing in the world is worth doing unless it involves three things: effort, pain, and difficulty. In fact, nobody in the world envies a human being who leads an easy life. Rather, people envy those who lead a life full of difficulties and uncertainties. Because when nothing is certain, everything is possible. That has been the journey of LPC so far. In a journey of 1,000 miles, only the first mile is visible, but the rest is guided by our vision, resilience, determination, and the will to succeed. So friends, thank you so much for the support that you have given to LPC, for the constant sharing of your knowledge on this platform. Because knowledge shared is knowledge squared, and knowledge management doesn't happen until someone reuses that learning. So please don't be afraid to share what you know, because today you know it, because yesterday somebody shared it with you. So this has been the motto of LPC, where we connect, collaborate, and co-create as far as knowledge sharing is concerned. So let me share my screen on the journey of LPC so far. So welcome to Life Pharma Coalition, the world's largest online pharma discussion platform, which is purely dedicated to learning and sharing. So this has been India's largest pharma discussion, with not 45 but more than 60 plus pharma companies and institutions, with over 180 plus speakers and 20,000 people reach on Facebook and YouTube. And we have a strong team of executive members who are spread across the length and breadth of the pharmaceutical industry, who bring rich experience so that we can carry our endeavor of learning and sharing every week before you with a new set of speakers and a new set of learnings. Well, this has been the event which we all had waited for, and we have all done very well. So thank you so much, everybody, for the overwhelming support for LPC 100 Conclave, which was on 20th March at Mumbai. So for any type of collaboration with Life Pharma Coalition, please get in touch with Mr. Raman, Mr. Yashwant, Mr. ICS, and me as well. So these are some of the wonderful moments of LPC 100 Conclave, where we had a plethora of top leaders in the pharmaceutical industry who were present at Ville Parle, sharing their thoughts, sharing their visions, and sharing their insights. Well, can we ask for more? This photograph is a live example of the memories we will carry in our heart, in our minds forever, because this probably is the biggest plethora of leaders who had assembled together to share their insights and learnings on this wonderful platform we call Life Pharma Coalition. So thank you so much to our support partner, Imagica Health. You have been a very big moral booster for us as far as learning and sharing is concerned. And Imagica Healthcare, in a nutshell, explores the intersection between design, digital health technology, and content marketing for the leading brands. In fact, they have a ex-marketeer-led team of medical writer, graphic designers, streamers, coders who serve the pharmaceuticals for bettering the customer engagement, bringing patient centricity, improving control on the sales team, and increasing the return on investment for various marketing campaigns. So thank you so much, Imagica Health. Please continue your session support for this world's largest knowledge sharing platform, that is LPC. So coming to LPC 102, which is on leadership to build a collaborative learning community. Today we have with us Mr. Sanjay Bhanushali, who is a partner, Hiram Management Consulting LLP. And today he is going to throw light on talent retention, the challenges and best practices. Along with Mr. Sanjay, we have Mr. Deepak Chakravarthy, who is the National Sales Training Manager in Abbott Nutrition. And today he is going to talk about the power of coaching. And he's the right person to that because he has got many decades of experience under his belt as far as coaching is concerned. So in our panelist and moderator team, along with me, I am ably supported by Mr. Yashwant Mishra, who is a sales trainer and leadership coach, and he's the founder of Benzin Ring Learning Solutions. And along with him, we also have Mr. Sanat Kumar Sahu, who is DGM Marketing, Indoco Remedies. So thank you so much, friends, for Life Pharma Coalition LPC-101, which was last week on Young Leadership. And thank you so much for your support on Facebook and YouTube. So coming back to Life Pharma Coalition 102, it's time I hand over to my co-moderator, Mr. Yashwant Mishra, for the next part of this session. Over to you, Yashwant, sir.
Thank you very much, Arpan. Thank you very much. At the onset, I would like to thank and welcome all the viewers and thank them. We are humbled. We are grateful for each and every speaker who came to Life Pharma Coalition and all the viewers who are continuously supporting us, encouraging us to take the show to a bigger height. And as rightly Arpan mentioned, the dynamics of market is changing very rapidly. And in this situation, it is said that organizations are built on people. And as our keynote speaker in the LPC 100 conclave, Mr. O.P. Singh said, I build people and people build my business. So today's subject is around the people. What is the importance of people in today's context? And both of our speakers are going to talk about how people are important for the organization and how we can develop talent and coach them for a greater height. So let me welcome both the speakers. Our first speaker, Mr. Sanjay Bhanushali, sir. He is a partner in Hiram Management Consulting. Sir, thank you very much for coming to LPC, accepting our invite. A brief overview of your topic, Sanjay, sir. Please unmute your mic.
So good morning, Yashwant. Good morning, Arpan, Deepak, Sanat, and all the viewers. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to come here and speak to you. And as Yashwant suggested, I will be speaking on talent management, challenges, and the best practices. The difference between the house and the home is same what happens in the organization with and without people. So the box of other infrastructure becomes an organization only because of the people in it. And the character of the organization is decided by the character and the values of the people in it. So the talented people are those people who align with the organization's value and the goals. And where it happens better, that's where those organizations prosper. So for the leaders in the organization, therefore, it is important to identify and manage the talent well to take their organization to the next level continuously. And that would be the topic that we will discuss.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We are really delighted to have you with us in Life Pharma Coalition. With Sanjay, sir, we have Deepak Chakravarthy, National Sales Training Manager, Abbott Nutrition. And sir is coming next time, second time, and he's going to share with us power of coaching. So Deepak, sir, welcome. A brief overview of your topic, Deepak, sir.
Thank you very much, Yashwant, and thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, everybody, for calling me and inviting me to be a part of this movement. And I am going to be talking on coaching. Now, of late, one of the most powerful modes of communication and one of the most powerful ways to get through to people is a word called coaching. Coaching is not merely hand-holding, it is also empowering. And when you empower people, they go out to create milestones, they go out to create records, they go out to drive organizations. So I think when a coach looks back, he feels very happy. The people who he has coached and handheld and guided are now leading organizations. I think that itself is a very satisfying role for a coach. So today my session will be on some of the important characteristics of coaching, what makes coaching so powerful, what are the good points about coaching and how a coach should behave, and what are the techniques of coaching. So in a very short and concise manner, I wish to be able to tell you all regarding this.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I'm looking forward to learn from you. And with me, I have a co-panelist, Mr. Sanat Kumar Sahu, DGM Marketing, Indico Remedies. So, Sanat, thank you very much for joining as a part of panel. Your view on this topic, Sanat.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be part of such forums. And if I'll be talking about both these topics are related to our human-centric. So today, a lot of things are becoming mechanical or becoming computerized, but the emotion, the human touch is one of the most centered of any business goal. So today is going to be very interesting for both the entrepreneurs as well as for the employees, that how you need to get aligned to your company goal. Based on that, you will be getting an elevation or you will be getting recognized or rewarded. So it is both for important for both as an organization as well as for the employees. So it is going to be very interesting, and I'm requesting all the viewers who are there with us, they have to be patient and if possible have a pen and paper to note it down, so that these two eminent speakers, what they are going to talk, their life experience and their motto is going to help us in our career development.
Thank you very much, Sanat. Thank you. We are really delighted to have you in this forum. And let us start the session now. Our first speaker, Mr. Sanjay Bhanushali, sir. Let me give a brief overview profile. Many of you already know Sanjay, sir. He is having 37 years of experience in pharmaceutical industry, and that too entire 37 years in two companies, and two of the Indian multinational companies, Cipla and Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. He started his journey in 1984 as an apprentice in Cipla, and then he was having different cross-functional experience. He was in technical operation, supply chain, quality assurance, and learning and earning things in a cross functions. Then sir joined DRL as a technology transfer, corporate HR, international business, global alliance, and global portfolio management. So various portfolios yes had experienced and developed in Cipla and Dr. Reddy's Laboratory in India as well as across the globe. And currently, sir is partnered in Haram Management Consulting, where he helps organizations to find out the leadership gap and strategies to bridge that gap, and also formulate strategies to bring out the best, building a high performance team. So we are really delighted to have Sanjay sir in our forum. Sir, first question, as people say, people are the biggest asset for the organization. What, according to you, is a talent? How do you define talent? Sanjay sir.
So Yashwant, first of all, thank you for a quick introduction, and I'm delighted to be here sharing my experiences and my learning with all the colleagues and viewers here. Talent is a very complex subject, and just to explain the difficulty in managing talent, most of the time it is managers and leaders who are responsible for failure of the talent, and that is because we take them for granted. Just to explain, most of the people after their college join at the lowermost level in the organization, and some of them perform their duties very well, and since they are delivering better results, the manager starts considering them as talent, and eventually because of their good and hard work they are promoted to the next level. Now, when an individual gets promoted to the next level, he is expected to deliver something different than he or she was delivering before. And most of the organizations do not have mechanism to mentor, coach, train, instruct the people who are moving from one level to another level, one job role function to another job role function. And that's where the identified talent starts faltering. So talent is, if you have to define talent, it is something that an individual who can deliver better results than the others within the given cost and much before the expected timelines. So it's a combination of skill set, targets, and expectations. And therefore, it is important to, for every role, define what the talent means. Talent cannot be defined as an overall thing, but it is very specific to a particular deliverable. Somebody who is good at playing guitar is a talented artist. Now, if you ask the talented artist to construct a pharmaceutical plant, you're not going to get what you want or what you need. Does that mean that the person is not talented? So talent is always specific and related to the job that is to be delivered. I hope I have answered your question, Yashwant, regarding how do we define talent.
Yes, yes, sir. Wonderfully and very precisely you told three of the very important point. Talent is something which gives better result within the timeline with the same cost. It's a wonderful definition of talent you go. And one other very good example you gave regarding the guitar artist, which is very talented in playing guitar, but may not be a talent for manufacturing plant. So talent is specific to the job and skill set. Thank you very much for this, sir. We are well defined. Sir, as you know, talent retention is a big challenge in organizations because of the uncertainty, and there are many opportunities. Post-COVID situation also, if you see, because whenever there is an uncertainty in organization, the first thing you are going to lose the talent. Talented people, they find a better job prospect, better position, or better perk, and they leave the organization. So according to you, what is the challenge as per you? Do you think this is a challenge for the organization?
Talent is a challenge for all the organizations. There is no doubt about it. And the challenge is becoming more and more complex, difficult to manage as the environment around us is evolving. And many of us have realized it in a better way during and after COVID. Therefore, instead of talent retention, we should now start probably focusing on talent engagement. As you will find that the biggest issue and the challenge for retaining the talent always had been the compensation. Everywhere, every organization, you will find the HRs and leaders speaking about that money is not the only motivator. However, what we don't hear them saying is money is one of the biggest motivators. Money need not come only as a salary. Money can also come through ESOPs, wealth creation, the performance-related bonuses, etc. However, it remains one of the major, it is number one on the list. The evolving two challenges in the current circumstances is now you have got millennials coming in. Their mindset is very different than the mindset that the earlier era talent had. Today, the definition for their talent also has changed. Their skill sets are emerging much faster as compared to the earlier era. It is all because of digital revolution that is happening around us. And the second challenge that is emerging around us, apart from the millennial mindset, is the virtualization of the world. However, both these challenges can actually become a very good engagement factors for the talent. For example, if let us say somebody who is good at identifying the strategies for market entry or good product launch management is a talent with somebody. Now, normally, how many launches will happen in an organization in a pharma industry per year? So at the higher end, there are companies who launch probably one product every week. But those are very large organizations. As you come down to medium size and small size companies, it's probably the frequency comes down to once a month to probably once in 3 months to once in 6 months. As the size reduces, the ability to launch more number of products also reduces. Now, if you have a person who is talented and engaged in a medium-sized company for the launch management, his ability to launch the products much faster within the budget and effectively makes him successful. However, because of the quantum of number of launches being very low, he is not engaged full-time. So he feels wasted. He might have been paid well in that organization, but simultaneously he feels wasted, and therefore he starts disengaging from the organization. And that's when, on one side, he starts looking outwards, while on the other side, the other organization starts looking at him to acquire. And that's how the first company loses the talent. But the story repeats after a couple of years with the next organization as well. Look at it slightly differently now from the millennial mindset and the evolving technologies. Now, if this individual becomes an independent service provider for product launches and works with 3 or 4 different companies of different size, his talent is well engaged by 4 different companies. Each organization need not retain the talent, but can engage the talent. So these are the evolving scenes. So if one organization is able to pay, let's say 80% of the individual's expectation, but because of working with 4 different companies, the individual may get paid 120% of his original expectation. So the salary and rewards gets addressed. Number 2, it gives better opportunities for the individual basis his skill set. And whenever I'm saying, I'm sorry, it is the habit that we have learned that we always refer everything to he. But please hear she also along with he. If I miss out saying she, but he or she will be able to get better opportunities working with multiple organizations. On the organization side, one of the challenge is always getting a wrong candidate in the right job or getting a right candidate in the wrong job. So the mismatch between the job profile and the skill set or the talent of the individual, this gets addressed because here both have chance without losing much to engage or disengage. And therefore, the problem or the challenge of wrong candidate also can be addressed. Another challenge in the organization where retention is considered as important is also lack of appreciation. And this is where the managers come in. Managers are not trained, mentored, coached to give positive feedback, or what Marshall Goldsmith speaks as feed forward, and learn from your past and look for what can be done in the future. So feed forward, and also recognizing the efforts put in by any individual. So the lack of appreciation. These are some of the challenges on which neither the talent nor the top leadership in the organization is probably at fault, but it is the managers in between who have to play a very important role. Unrealistic expectations. That I understand that you are a talent and that's why I'm recruiting you. Now change my organization in next 6 months. An expectation that cannot be met. So putting up this kind of expectations around the right talent also results into finally having the talent loss. So these are some of the top 5 challenges: salary, better opportunities, wrong candidate hire, lack of appreciation, and unrealistic expectations. These are the top 5 reasons as per the recent surveys on the talent retention that have been done.
Thank you very much, sir. Very precisely, you have told the wonderful way of the challenges. And you told one of the important thing is talent engagement is one of the biggest challenge, and compensation, although not the only, but it is the biggest motivating factor for the people. Apart from that, you also highlighted that disengagement is a problem, lack of appreciation, managers not appreciating and recognition and reward is a challenge. Feed forward should be done, and not only that, unrealistic expectation from the organization is another challenge. That is why talent don't feel comfortable and they don't find conducive environment to work, and they change organizations. So wonderful way, sir. Sir, one more question I have. You have seen talent management issues from close quarters, from both the side, as a talent management head as well as a HR side also. Not only that, sir, as a business and functional head also, you have seen this talent, what are the challenges and best practices in talent management. So my question is, according to you, having the 360-degree of talent, what are your recommendations for the organizations and today's leaders on talent retention and development? What you would like to suggest?
Okay. Let's first talk about the retention and then development.
Yes.
So in retention, as I earlier mentioned, engagement is one of the most important issue. Assuming that organization has addressed salary, compensation, benefit, etc., and also providing a conducive culture.
True.
Now the issue is with the manager, which are middle level and senior level managers, who in their own position are leaders for those particular functions, sub-functions, or activities. Now, what I have seen is, because of non-availability of right instructions, coaching, or mentoring, these managers who were earlier identified as talents and progressed in their career because they were promoted, but not being coached, mentor, they do not know how to deal with the talent at the next level. And therefore, the disengagement starts. The first important issue here is that the individual himself, the manager or the senior manager himself or herself, think that he is the best one to do that particular job, and therefore does not empower the new talent to take over the challenge and address it. This results into micromanagement, and this results into disengagement of the new talent. The second issue is that how much time does this manager then, apart from his administrative activities, the responsibilities that he or she is individually supposed to deliver, and any other responsibilities that are on his shoulder or her shoulder, how much time that person spends individually discussing both off the job and on the job needs and suggestions of the talent within his or her team. In today's busy world, the managers do not have time to engage personally with the individuals. Personally, believe me, is not necessarily only being in person in front of each other and having a cup of coffee. If you are on the shop floor or if you are in the marketplace, spending an hour with an individual personally also is important, as well as off the time engaging on telephonic conversation or in today's world on virtual platforms. But having the heart-to-heart talk is very, very important. If we ask today's managers that without looking at the WhatsApp, Facebook, or LinkedIn, of how many his or her team members' birthdays one remembered from the memory, the answer will tell you how engaged that manager is with his or her team members. So the issue is about the personal engagement and need not necessarily be in person, but it also can be virtual or telephonically. The second issue then is about the skill set of the manager or senior manager, how those are being transferred to the next generation, and both the manager and senior manager, apart from their own development, how they are spending time, money, effort on development of their team members. In today's world, the knowledge is available very easily. You ask the question to Google, most of the time, and I'm emphasizing most of the time, you will get good amount of knowledge and information available. How many times do we see the managers and senior managers practice sitting with their team members and talk about their own? So asking the junior team members about the developmental needs of the manager or senior manager openly, and many times learning it from the millennials who know these new technologies and tools, etc., which is in the HR parlance, it is called as reverse coaching or reverse mentoring. And that also is very important in today's world. These are the tools of engagement. So according to me, the biggest best practice for talent management, retention, engagement is actually engagement by the managers and senior managers with their team members.
Wonderfully said, sir. So according to you, the line managers who are day to day, day in and day out, are there with the team at the shop floor as well as the marketplace. They should have personal engagement apart from professional conversation, which will be there, and that is the best way to engage. Some of the issues you told addressed is there's a lack of personal engagement by the managers. A skill set of senior managers are not being transferred to the new generation. And a wonderful idea you gave is of today's evolving subject, reverse mentoring, a reverse coaching, where you ask your subordinate, what is the area of improvement in me? And according to his knowledge, expertise, he gives you feedback. That is a wonderful way of an open conversation that both manager and subordinate both are helping each other, so that there is a very good working environment and personal bonding and tuning will be there, sir. Apart from that, you also mentioned about shop floor and marketplace, spend time with them. H2H, heart to heart talk, another word you have given. We have seen H2H means human to human connection, but according to you, it is a heart to heart talk, which is very, very important between the manager and the person, so that he will feel belongingness in the organization. Thank you very much, sir. We are really enriched by your straight talk conversation. Please tune in. We will have some more questions from Facebook and YouTube after the second session. So we'll take the questions later on. Now I hand over to my colleague Sanat Kumar Sahu to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Deepak Chakravarthy, sir. Sanat, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just a second. Good morning, everyone, and it's an opportunity for me to introduce our esteemed speaker, Mr. Deepak Chakravarthy. Already, he had spoken about him. He is the National Sales Training Manager for Pediatric Nutrition Abroad, and he is the consultant, trainer, and coach about India current. He has been the trainer and academician with over 40 years of experience in the pharmaceutical and allied industries, with wide range of skills in brand management, behavioral sciences, psychometric, coaching, and learning development competencies. He is also the visiting faculty at Narsimonji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai, in pharmaceutical marketing and communications. He is the panelist on the selection committee of NIMS for their 2-year pharma MBA course. He is the visiting faculty at NIMS for their 5-year integrated pharma MBA course teaching sales and performance management. He is having relevant experience of over 10 years in brand and product management, from conceptual to launch phase and building mega brands for companies like Ranbaxy and USV. He is the full-time faculty professor in marketing and branding at International School of Business and Media, a leading business school in Pune from 2009 to 2011. With him, he is a participant at the William Mercer Program for Hiring and Recruiting, Mumbai 2001. To his credibility, he is the participant at the Hayes Job Evolution Program, Mumbai 1998, and he is having the PG DBA from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies from Pune, majoring in marketing and international trade. He is pursuing ISTD, Indian Society of Training and Development. He is a BSc with Life Science from Punjab University, Chandigarh. Over 20 years of training experience in areas such as sales and product training, on the job training, selling and soft skills coaching. Currently, he is the consultant trainer for Abbott Nutrition in areas such as induction, representative certifications, AMS certification, content development, coaching, and competency building. He has conducted pan-India sales training program for the trade arm of Abbott Nutrition, covering 20 locations and training over 500 participants. He has been designed, launched, and successfully executed the coaching Cascade in Abbott Nutrition and subsequently by Abbott India at all managerial levels. This program was judged to be the best across all Abbott affiliates globally. The team and I helped roll out this coaching model across Southeast Asia markets like Manila, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Vietnam. Today, we are fortunate to have Mr. Deepak Chakravarthy with us, and he is going to take the session. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Sanath. That was too long an introduction. I don't know how much of that today will hold value, because what we learned so many years ago no longer is valid in today's scenario. As Sanjay was just mentioning, that millennials are much more advanced. We are Generation X. So, it's a totally different thing. Can you all see my slides? I will go by a slide presentation.
Yes, it is visible, sir. I have shared.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I'm going to speak about the power of coaching. And today, coaching has become one of the most sought after talent skills amongst managers, amongst people, because it differs quite significantly from many other talents, especially in the L&D space. So why is coaching so important, and why is coaching so powerful? Arpan is a great storyteller, so I have picked up a few cues from him. So I'm going to tell you the tale of two managers, and I hope this tale will clarify and illustrate what is the role and importance of coaching. So the next slide. Okay, let me introduce Muralidharan and Sridharan. Sridharan and Muralidharan. There are two managers who in the they're both managers in a business development agency. Now, they run a team of advisors whose job is to interact with the business community, offering advice, guidance, and grant funding for new projects. Basically, business development. Now, the characteristics of both are an amalgam of many managers that I have known. And I think you will also recognize that these qualities are amongst many managers who you interact with. They could work in any organization. Their problems are with the people side of their work. A very interesting paradigm is that as you grow up and grow in an organization, it is not the technical aspects of the job which are important. It is the people aspect which becomes very important. They are of similar age, background, and level of educational achievement. Next slide. Now let us look at first manager, Sridharan. It is his opinion that success is a result of strong management style. He likes to give clear, precise instructions to his team so that nobody is uncertain. He is highly competitive man, likes to win at all times, and motivates his team similarly. He has a very low tolerance for mistakes, slightly nitpicking, looks over the shoulders of many people, micromanages as Sanjay was talking about, and tends to check and recheck all work, which takes time and makes output poor. Accuracy, however, is good because then you check again and check. Some small mistakes do occur. In short, Sridharan gets results. In short, Sridharan gets results, but throughout his career, he has been frustrated by results tailing off and declining over a period of time. Next slide. He feels his teams become complacent and lazy too quickly, and he has to drive them harder and harder just to maintain standards. A very hard, pushy sort of a manager. Muralidharan, on the other hand, is also convinced that success is a result of strong management style. He likes to engage with his team as much as he can. He asks questions and gets his team to think. His team takes ownership for problems and approaches their work with more enthusiasm and innovation. When errors occur, Muralidharan likes to make sure that lessons are learned and the same mistakes do not reoccur. Very important learning in management is that don't repeat your mistakes. You may make mistakes. You will make mistakes. In fact, failing is a very important learning milestone. So you will make mistakes, but not to repeat them is important. Next slide. Muralidharan is a long game player and gets spectacular results in the end. For his part, he is frustrated that results take so long to come and wished he could speed things up. Now you can observe that there is something Muralidharan is doing or his style that is missing in Sridharan's style. While they each enjoyed success, it was Muralidharan who prevailed over the long term. With a better understanding of coaching, Muralidharan could have accelerated his results, and Sridharan, if he added coaching to his skill set, could have used his obvious strengths to even greater effect and over the longer term. So two managers in contrasting leadership styles. You can see that very clearly over here. And this will give us eyesight into what is why coaching and guiding, hand-holding is a little more important. Next slide. This slide is brilliant. I'm sure you will also understand this. It's a condensation of many skill sets. For example, we use the word managing. Now, what is managing? It is a manager saying, do this. Instructing, on the other hand, is here's how to do this. You see the difference? Training is have a go at doing this. Try it, have a go. Mentoring is my advice would be to. So mentoring is advice. See, the key words here are very important. My advice would be to. Counseling, on the other hand, is what feelings does this invoke? How do you feel about it? And then at the end, coaching says, how do you think you would? So the questions which are asked in coaching are important key aspects of coaching. It is not a directive style. It is more of a style of allowing the other person to do his own thinking. Coaching has one important aspect, and that is that the person who is being coached is responsible for the results that he or she gets. It is not the coach's responsibility. This is one very key difference between coaching and training. Next slide. So what is coaching? Coaching is about releasing potential. You know, have you seen dams? I'm sure some of us sometimes have gone across to visit dams, and you see this huge reservoir of water being held by gates by a concrete structure, isn't it? So that dam is holding potential. It has that huge water body behind it. And then when you open the dam gates, the water flows through. Sometimes there are turbines at the dam gates which generate electricity. So it releases the potential. Okay. So coaching is about releasing potential. We assume that people come equipped and hardwired with all that they need to succeed. We assume that. Coaching is about removing the barriers to that potential coming through. So actually coaching is releasing potential. The potential, everybody comes with seed of greatness. It is not that I have it or somebody else has it. Everybody has got that seed of greatness. A good coach ensures that that seed flowers and grows into a big tree. Coaching is more concerned with drawing out than putting in. As Sanjay was saying, managers, when they move into a new position, actually know nothing about the new position. This is called Peter's principle. Peter's principle says that when a manager is promoted, he or she moves into an area of incompetence. Now that is where hand-holding by senior management, by his seniors, is extremely important. Because he knows his past competencies. He does not know the competencies of a manager, of a coach. So coaching is more concerned with drawing out than putting in. Conventional training and development concentrates on teaching people the skills and knowledge they need to perform. Coaching, on the other hand, follows from this. You see how both of them work in tandem. So good organizations have a good L&D team and have fantastic coaches. So coaching follows from this and focuses on giving people the means to develop their knowledge and skills. You don't shackle them, you release them. Coaching is more about helping others to learn and creates independence. This word is very important. You cannot keep on micromanaging. You cannot keep looking over the shoulder of people, always trying to tell them this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. As Sanjay was saying, one feels frustrated in such an atmosphere. Okay, next slide. Coaching should never be simply telling people what to do and how to do it. This is teaching on instructing. You remember that slide about differences in the different types of learning? Once people have a decent level of knowledge and skill, telling becomes counterproductive. Because these people will instinctively want to use their own knowledge and skills and exercise a little independence and initiative. When we come across an interview and you interview senior people, one of the questions you normally ask is, when did you show that you had initiative in an organizational role? So what are you trying to tell the person? That we like initiative, we appreciate initiative in the person. On the other hand, as soon as he joins, he's shackled. No, this is not the way we do it here. This is how it should be done. Coaching can be used to help people develop in their own unique way. Everybody has his own unique way. Everybody. I have coached so many people. I've trained so many people. And I've seen that one is very different from the other. If I have a batch of 20, all the 20 would be different. I cannot club them. Yes, in terms of scores and in other competencies, maybe they can be clubbed. But in their own unique way of thinking, performing, responding to you is different. Isn't it? So coaching is not about offering uninvited feedback. Today, as Sanjay was saying, it is feed forward. What has been observed is that a manager or so-called coach takes them to a private room and runs through a list of mistakes made or opportunities missed. This becomes like an interrogative session. Okay, the room is closed and everybody who enters the room and comes out looks at it, the other person in horror. What have you come out of? A true coach, on the other hand, offers feedback free from judgment. Don't be judgmental, and places more importance on the learning taken from the interaction. So what did you learn? Good coaches are asking questions like, what did you learn? Can you do it better? Will you try? How can you do it better? Tell me some way in how you will be able to do things better. These are conversations powerful coaches have with their coaches. Next slide. As a coach, you're not obliged to rescue people and have all the answers. You know, when you become a manager, one of the myths about management is, I know it all. Today, that's a lot of bullshit. You don't know it all. There are many people in the organizations who know it much better than you. I remember I had a boss at one time who used to always say, Deepak, hire somebody who is better than you. I said, sir, what are you saying? That man will sit on my head. He says, no, he will not sit on your head. He'll kick your backside up. He will make sure that you get promoted because he knows better, much more than you do. Didn't make much sense later at that time, but later on, definitely yes. It may be possible that after a lengthy coaching conversation, a problem remains unsolved or a coach is no further forward. This does not mean that coaching has failed or that the coach has done something wrong. So coaching is not a magic panacea to cure all workplace skills. It's not a magic wand. Coach hire kar liya, give him the job, unrealistic expectations, as Sanjay was saying, and then demand results. Coaching is a tremendously strong, potent mental process. It takes a lot of mental strength and acumen to be able to coach people, to train people, to counsel people, to do various other things. Requires a skill set, but coaching is far more powerful. I'm sure you have heard of coaches in sports. Do you know the amount of money that they are paid? It could be the GDP of small companies, of small countries. You know, people like Pep Guardiola, who is the coach for Manchester City, football I'm talking about, guides and coaches Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is one of the most outstanding footballers of his time. You know, you have Jose Mourinho. Then you have people like Frank Rijkaard. You have people like Thomas Tuchel. Outstanding coaches. They coach teams like Chelsea, like Manchester United, like Manchester City. Take the Indian cricket team. We had Ravi Shastri before, and now we have Rahul Dravid, national coaches, Anil Kumble. These are all very, very Gopi Chand. My God, an absolute institution as far as coaching of raw talent is concerned. So coaching is not only for poor performers, and to position it as such is a mistake. Don't put coaching as a correction tool that if you're not working properly, put you in a coaching session, send him to a coaching institute and he will come out rapidly changed. No. Introduce coaching by encouraging top performers to develop even further sends much more positive signals. You have a good set of performers doing well. They need better counseling skills, better coaching skills. Send them to an expert coach. So they come back with better skills, much more profound insight into organizations. So that is about coaching a little bit. I'm sure otherwise coaching is a huge topic and it may not be possible for us to be able to take you through all the entire gamut. But one of the important things about coaching is it is not giving solutions. It is empowering the other person to solve their own problems, to come out and give us their own feelings and solutions which they have created. That gives much more satisfaction. So whenever next time somebody comes to you and says, I have a problem, please can you give me a solution? As a coach, step back and say, I'm sure you also would have thought of some solutions. Let's hear it from you. How would you solve this problem? I don't know whether I have been able to address all the issues about coaching. I have great masters here like Sanjay and Yashwant and Sanat, and of course the great storyteller Arpan. But I have been able to tried to address certain key issues, and I hope they will be illustrative of the power
Thank
of
you so much, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and giving your time. And about your humbleness, actually, the way in last 15 to 20 minutes, the way you had elaborated coaching, and it is not a masterpiece of magic panacea that it is going to clear all the workplace ills. It is one of the most of the time people from coaching, they expect that it is just like a magic stick which will give all the solutions. And as a when you are not able to fulfill those, then definitely you feel disheartened, and your team who was expecting, they also feel that I was expecting this miracle but it has not happened. So making them feel, so a couple of points which I had narrated sorted down while you were narrating, it was really wonderful. One is about encouraging the top performers to develop even further. It is not about only the poor performers or the average people need to be taken through coaching, but it's always about it is also about the top performers who have the ability to share their experience, and with this, with that language or with that accent, that experience, more people will able to learn that. That is one of the most promising point which I had noted from your session. And you had elaborated one more point is about the whenever there is a role change, most of the time the same Sanjay sir also had narrated in his presentation, in his communication, that we expect a lot because of his existing portfolio or existing position. Based on his performance in the limited time giving more output, we are elevating, but the next level demands a lot more. So in that, most of the people fall into the trap. They were not able to deliver as per the new role and responsibility expected. So hand holding is one of the most important thing which is required at that juncture. And if the organization is able to facilitate the team, then definitely the person who had outperformed in his existing position, in the future position also he'll be able to master it. So there, the role of a coach, there the thought process of the organization plays a very vital role. The leader plays a very vital role. And the comparison which we had given about the managing, instructing, training, marketing, it was really awesome. The pointers, it will define who stands in which position. And as a fellow person, you need to understand that what type of things are required from a coach. So as a leader, you need to deliver those things, to pull your team to the next level. Thank you so much, sir, for this elaboration. I had noted down a lot of things, and I'm sure our colleagues who are listening to this program must have got benefited out of it. Yeah, over to you, Yaswan, sir.
Thank you very much, Sanat. Thank you very much for precisely summarizing all the important points what Deepak sir told. It is the reinforcement of learning, wonderfully summarized by you. So we really feel enriched by both the speakers and very good conversation. There are some of the questions and some of the appreciation. So let us start with the appreciation to those active members who have been watching and appreciating. Mr. Amitesh and Mr. Satwant Kaur ma'am, ICS Verma, thank you very much for watching. Prabhakar Jat, thank you very much for appreciating. Our own core team member Hitesh Upreti sir is there, and he has sent excellent share by Bhanushali sir. Sudeep Bhaumik, thank you very much. Madhuri Dosi, Janardhan Maurya, thank you very much. Vishal Chandra from Germany is watching, and he has also appreciated both the session. Thank you very much, Vishal, for taking time for LPC. Asham Naveen, Ravi Teja, thank you very much, everyone, for appreciation. Lot of people, Kushagra Mathur is watching. Thank you very much, everyone. One question for Sanjay Bhanusali sir. Sir, one of our core team member, Satwant Kaur ma'am, who is taking care of women leaders in our Life Pharma Coalition, she is having a question for you, Sanjay sir.
Sure.
The question to you is, you have been in the pharmaceutical for last 4 decades. Is pharma industry able to attract good talent today and retain, groom them? What is your opinion? Last 40 years experience, 37 years experience.
So yes, I think over a period of time, the profile of pharma industry is changing. And one of the reason is as the technologies are developing and are converging, it is important that the uh, talent from other uh, areas comes to pharma. For example, many of you might be knowing that now there are healthcare devices. I think Abbott has one which is
Handheld devices.
continuously monitoring blood glucose level through a patch, and the data is regularly being transferred to the mobile app from where it is also connected to the doctor. So your blood sugar level is continuously monitored, and therefore your diabetes can be managed well. Now, there is no medicine in this at this moment, right? So pharma, which brings in the medicine part, is not there in this device. It's all about biochemistry, electronics, and communication, and using the technology platforms like mobile, Bluetooth, and transferring the data, analyzing the data analytics, which is a statistical function. So different technologies have started converging, and therefore it is also resulting into new opportunities, and therefore the talent is getting attracted to pharma more and more as the time is progressing.
Thank you very much for the insight, sir. Deepak sir, your view, you have also been in pharmaceuticals for a long year and witnessing the changes. According to you, whether companies are today able to attract and retain talent, or some of the method earlier conventionally companies used to do? Deepak sir, your opinion?
What I would say is the skill set which we looked at as in a rep in the old days is not the skill set that I'm looking for in the reps or manager levels today. They are widely different, widely different. So things like resolving conflict, things like coaching, competencies like business analytics, Sanjay was saying. You know, these are skill sets which were not relevant in the last years gone by. So the millennials are far more expert in these things. Evolution of this your technology has been a big factor. So today, if I want to hire a good manager, I look at a totally different skill set. I look at his people competencies. I look at his skill sets in view of how does he resolve conflict, what has been his growth pattern, what are the teams that he has led in the past. I remember a manager telling me once that two competencies which pay the highest. How do you pay something? You know, Sanjay was talking about payment and methods of remuneration to retain talent. So you will all agree that uncertainty is a great part of today's marketplace. You know, it's not a single road where you go and there are no roads leading elsewhere. So a manager who can handle uncertainties better will be a far more competitive and a far more effective manager today than it was in the past. So these are some of the things which I think are important while I look at competencies and I look at talent, which Sanjay was talking about.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you very much for sharing. Sir, another question for again Sanjay sir. You have mentioned during our pre-talk before this live show that many of the companies are as a part of talent engagement, they are opting for short-term and long-term courses from management institutes like IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad, like that. So what is your opinion? What is a good way of, whether it is a good way of engaging talent, or there should be a proper channel according to you, because you're also helping many companies to devise the strategy and course which is a fit curriculum for them? Your opinion for the organizations?
So this is one of the mechanisms for engaging. Every individual's need for engagement will be different. Let's say somebody who has, as a part of his academics, has already gone through business school. Providing him again a business school platform will not motivate.
True.
However, imagine somebody who has flair for, has intention for bettering his skills by going through to the management school, but could not do so because of any reason. It could be because of the financial condition and therefore had to get to the earning status very quickly, and therefore post-graduation immediately has joined the organization, or because of the area, the social environment that one has come from, at that time was not aware of how this skill set can help. But having now come to the organization, has started feeling the need to upgrade his or her skill. For these people, providing these platforms for improving their capabilities to gain new competences is important, and therefore it works, but it will not work well for everybody. So identifying who goes through these programs, within the management programs, what type of content that will address the needs for these people, identifying that also is very important. So these are curated programs and address a particular portion of the organization, and it works very well if administered well. It's a big motivator. However, it comes with a caution. Unless and until you have got commensurate, challenging job that you can provide to the individual once he or she has developed the new skill set, you are likely to lose that talent very fast because of upgrading their skills, right? But that should not shy away the organization from helping the individuals to bring up their skills. See, making the talent grow even by going to the competing organization is also very important, because that helps churning in the industry. And that results into better talent coming to your organization as well. You providing this opportunity for your people to build their skills also becomes a good attractant for new talent to come in your organization.
Fantastic, sir.
You're suggesting, recommending a collaborative community where everyone share his talent to each other. Wonderful, sir, wonderful.
Yashwant sir,
yes, sir.
there have been a few questions coming in on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, so I have two questions, one for Deepak sir and one for Sanjay sir. Sanjay sir, already I have paid some fines because I am telling sir, so please pardon me for that. Okay, but that will catch up. I'll catch up with that. So, Sanjay sir, the first question I will direct it to you is that you were talking about feed forward, feedback. So there are three terminologies that basically go. That is feed forward, concurrent, and feedback. So I compare this with cooking a curry. In case of feed forward, while cooking a curry, I make all the ingredients ready before that so that I can cook a delicious curry. Concurrent is, while cooking the curry, I can still taste it and find if everything is in place, everything is right, all the ingredients and the amount of cooking time. The third is feedback, where the curry is already cooked. Now what I can do is taste it and decide whether it is good, bad, or ugly. In the pharmaceutical industry, we basically depend on feedback, which is already when a patient is dead. That means whatever I can do, I can plan for the next call. This call, it is over. So, sir, the question that I would like to direct to you, sir, is that what is the relevance of feed forward and concurrent in the current scenario in the pharmaceutical industry?
Okay, very interesting and challenging question. But preparing a representative, let's say, going to the doctor's clinic and delivering the detailing output. If we take this as a case study, the earlier mantra was that once in a while, the manager or super manager will make a joint field visit wherein will accompany the medical representative, and that poor chap, under the pressure of presence of these people in front of the doctor, will say few things which he has been taught many years back probably. He will repeat those things and he will definitely fumble in doing so. The doctor also may ask some questions, especially seeing the bosses around, to impress upon them how good he is, will result into again a poor performance by the representative. Patient is dead, as you said, right? Now you come out of the clinic and the boss then tells the poor medical representative how disaster it had been. That's the feedback.
Yes.
Take a situation now where the immediate superior of the medical representative accompanying him in the doctor's clinic, and when the medical representative is fumbling, either telling directly to the doctor or suggesting to the medical representative, and the second type more recommended, that why don't you also explain doctor about XYZ. So helping, supporting, giving that feed forward that yes, you are doing good, this is what is probably missing, why don't you look at this. This also is a type of coaching, right? This is a live coaching. So this is a concurrent one. Feed forward, sitting down with the medical representative before you make that joint visit and asking, okay, what do you know about this doctor? What is his or her mindset? What kind of things that this person likes to listen? What is your plan? Are there any other things that you can think about that you can add to your detailing content that can help doctor appreciate the product, the company, and your efforts? This is the feed forward. This mechanism can work at any level in the organization, right up to the CEO. The companies nowadays are also working on feed forward sessions for their board members. Because many times the board members do not know the intricacies of the different parts of the business of that organization, especially the independent directors. I hope I was able to help with some example.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. It is always said that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And that is exactly what you said. And that happens more often than not in a doctor's chamber. And as you also correctly said, appreciation works magic than reprimanding. And that should always be with all levels of hierarchy in this industry. Thank you so much, sir. My next question is for Deepak, sir. Sir, you were explaining about the Peter principle. In the pharma industry, people are promoted, employees are promoted on their present skill set. If a person is doing really well as a medical rep, he is promoted to a area business manager. If a person is doing really well as an area business manager, he is being promoted to a regional business manager. Now, according to the Peter principle, a person's skill set is only judged on the present achievement, not on the futuristic skill set, which is very much needed for the next promotion that he will be getting. And quite often it is seen that a person who has been very successful in the present level gets disastrous when he is promoted to the next level. So now where do you think does coaching come, or hand-holding, what you said, comes to benefit this person? Over to you, sir.
Okay. You're really asking some very in-depth questions there. Yes, a Peter principle is a very good example of how people are promoted to their level of incompetence.
Exactly.
You see, that word incompetence is important. Now, if you have a coaching atmosphere or a coaching culture in the organization, you know what the benefit of that is? Every level is prepared to some extent or the other for the next level. For example, if in the coaching cascade, I call it the coaching cascade, this is what we did in an organization. Sanjay's brother Sandeep and I were there together, and we created this coaching cascade in Abbott Nutrition, which was appreciated globally. Was that the medical rep is coached by his first line manager, FLM. The FLN in turn is coached by the regional manager. The regional manager in turn is coached by the national sales manager. And the national sales manager is often coached and counseled by his seniors. So the entire organization, there is a coaching cascade. And as some manager, Peter Drucker has said that every promotion is a life and death situation for an organization. You understand the significance, a life and death situation. Like you take up that guy has been doing brilliantly as a medical rep. There are some people who need not be promoted. He will continue to do a brilliant job there. But you put him in a leadership role where he is responsible for the performance of 10 or 15 other people. It's a recipe for disaster if he's not. So therefore, hand-holding, coaching at every level in the organization, if you prepare for it well, I think this problem can be sorted. Okay, we have Sanjay Bhanushali who would like to add his question.
Yes, Sanjay, sir.
Yeah, so very interesting question. So assessment center, use of assessment center before proposing the candidature for promotion is also a mechanism for assessing the ability of individual to take up the new role.
Right.
This is one a factor that organizations can consider. The second area is if you have identified through whatever mechanism probable potential future promotion candidates, starting the coaching before promoting them and making them ready to take the new challenges. Or in a worst case, if you have promoted for some reason an individual, then as Deepak was saying, helping them by coaching, mentoring in their new role to perform better are the solutions to this evil of incompetence.
Sandeep was wanting to come in with Sandeep Bhanushali, Sanjay's brother, who I have worked with. Sandeep, are you around? Probably not.
Probably isn't. Yes, Deepak, sir, absolutely correct that you said that promotion is a make or break situation for an organization, because sometimes a promotion can turn an ordinary into an extraordinary performer, but sometimes the reverse also happens. The extraordinary becomes ordinary.
The word I used was life and death, not make or break.
Yes,
life and death is far more effective.
Yes, far more relevant. So it can sometimes catapult the ordinary into an extraordinary, but sometimes the extraordinary people look very ordinary after the promotion. So very well said, sir. And thank you, both of you, for answering my questions. I'll go over to Yashwant, sir, for taking the closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Arpan. Excellent session and enriching session. We thoroughly enjoyed the session. Lot of appreciation from Facebook and YouTube and Instagram also. Thank you very much, both the speakers, for accepting our invite and being a part of Life Pharma Coalition. We look forward to you again to be a part with a different subject as a speaker and mentor. And over to you, Sanat, for your closing remark. Then we'll take from other speakers. Sanat, how do you feel?
I feel really blessed. Last 1.5 hours, which I'd spent 90 minutes, is really knowledge sharing. And it's been said that if you share 1 rupee, that means you are losing and somebody is gaining. But if you are sharing some knowledge, that means you are able to have your communication skill much sharpened, and the person who is listening to you is getting enriched with one more idea. So it's better that this sort of educational programs are really helping all of us in sharpening our skills, which will help us in further building our career goals. I'm really blessed to be part of it, and I'm sure all the live audience and all the people who are part of this program are getting benefit out of it. And we wish that in future also we would like to be part of such eminent speakers with some more content which they have in their lifetime.
Thank you very much, Sanat.
Thank you.
Over to Sanjay sir for a brief remark. How did you find our platform, his experience? Yes, sir. Sanjay sir.
I think this is brilliant. Bringing in people from across the world onto a single platform and allowing the thought exchange, both by speakers delivering what they want to share or asking questions by the core members as well as the viewers. I think it's a great collaboration on learning. I also picked up many points, not only from what Deepak shared, but also through the questions that the viewers have asked. Thank you for making this opportunity for us to come together. I made many good friends. There are few new additions to my WhatsApp list. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We look forward to you again in live pharmacology. And nowadays we are having conclave also. So we would like to have you in conclave, which is a physical program.
Sure.
Deepak, sir, over to you.
Well, I don't have much to say except thanking this panel once again for inviting me. And they say at some stage in life, you need to not only take, but give back. I take this as an opportunity of giving back to many young learners like you and so many others who encourage me to feel a little young when I'm here, because I think I'm the oldest with absolutely no hair. And I look at Sanjay and I feel a little jealous with his bountiful head full of hair. And his brother used to also tell me the same thing. So anyway, but it's been a great learning session. A few great things I have learned from Sanjay's talk. And at his level, you know, these things are held in very high regard. And he charges a lot of money. Here he is doing it for free. So
He's kind enough for us. He is coming to
Yeah.
the honorarium.
So we are all blessed to have those pearls of wisdom at no cost. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
Thank you very
me.
much. Thank you, everyone. Arpan, over to you. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Medica Health. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Yashwant sir. Well, as customary, first of all, I need to thank the speakers. But before that, a story once again, which goes with LPC. Today's story is the 99 Club. Well, there was a king in India who was very rich. He had everything in life, excepting one thing, happiness. The people in his kingdom also had everything, but still, they were also not happy. So the kingdom of this king had everything excepting happiness. So one day what happened, the king disguised himself and tried to find out whether there at all existed any person in his kingdom who was actually happy. The king in disguise traveled far and wide across his kingdom, trying to find out whether there is anyone who is really happy. And one fine morning, he stumbled across a farmer, a very poor farmer, who was singing and whistling and was doing the plantations in a small piece of land. He wasn't even having a shirt. He was just wearing a small untidy dhoti, that too torn. But he was singing, he was whistling, he was really very happy. Now the king came back and asked his minister that, hey minister, the people who are so rich in my kingdom, they are not happy, but I came across a farmer who doesn't have enough money to support himself, but still he's so happy. What is the reason for that? The minister said, sir, he doesn't belong to the 99 Club membership. So the king said, can you make him unhappy? The minister said, well, I can definitely do that. So what happened? Next day, the king went to that farmer's house and just outside the door, put a bag of gold coins. Now in the morning, when the farmer woke up and opened the door, he found a bag of gold coins. And as it always happens, he started counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4. He counted it and it came to be 99. He again counted it. The figure stood at 99 only. Now he got troubled that why have I got 99 gold coins? I think one has fallen somewhere. Now he started searching here, there and everywhere to find that 100th gold coin. He couldn't find it. He was very disturbed, very unhappy. Now he started working more and more so that he could earn one more gold coin to make it 100. And the happiness that was there in this farmer totally disappeared. Now the minister went to the king and said, just visit that farmer and find it for yourself how happy he is. The king went to the farmer and found that, yes, he is probably the most unhappy person now in the kingdom, because he has also become a member of the 99 Club. Friends, what happens in life is that sometimes we lose sleep over something which may not actually be achievable for us. Because I believe everyone is a genius, but if we have to judge the talent of a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will probably spend the rest of its whole life believing that it is stupid. So please do not judge the ability of a fish in climbing a tree, rather in swimming in the river. So every person has got a fixed set of talent and skill sets which make them the best in themselves. But often we lose sleep on trying to do something which is not our forte. So let us be happy and let us spread happiness. And as it is always said, that happiness multiplies when we spread it. So friends, that was the 99 Club story for LPC 102. It is time I thank Sanjay sir, Deepak sir, Sanat sir and Yashwant sir for being there in this session. I will also take this moment to thank Imagica Health for being our session support partner. Friends, COVID is almost over, but almost. So let us maintain COVID appropriate behavior of SMS, sanitization, mask and social distancing. And we are very sure that we are going to get over this pandemic in a very short span of time. So that was all for LPC 102. So thank you so much for being with us. And we promise that we'll be back with you next Sunday, 11 o'clock, with a new set of speakers and a new sort of thoughts, a new sort of ideas for thinking and knowledge sharing. So that's all for LPC 102. Thank you so much and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, Roshni, you can disconnect now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a wonderful show.